Whenever you are ready, sir.
Okay. So I wanted to use this presentation as a way to kind of like show how I've grown, like how I've learned what I've learned politically. And so I used to think that politics was just kind of black and white, like there was liberals, conservatives, Democrats, Republicans, but there's a lot of gray areas in between the two parties. And this map really shows kind of all the different kinds of groups that candidates have to appeal to. And I learned a lot about swing states. I had no idea how important they were. And so like they have it down to science, like which groups of people the candidates need to target. And I just thought that was really interesting. Through our research for our blogs and the papers we had to write, I learned a lot about the media biases. And like I always use CNN or New York Times, which are liberal. And so they like correspond with my views, and I had no idea that they corresponded. I just never thought about that. But then after reading Fox News, I saw like how right-leaning they were, and it was just kind of like eye-opening to see the other side of the argument. And so this also kind of leads into party polarization. And I like saw how throughout the campaign how each party was kind of butting heads, and it's really kind of regressive, like what this election turned into be, because like a lot of the southern states were like putting in secessions after the election, and so it's kind of like going back to the Civil War era. So I thought that was really interesting. But through Dorian's article, we learned about the common good, and I feel that because so much focus has been put on each party's, there's been kind of like the common good's kind of been put on the back burner, which is like what's beneficial for the general public. And it's more kind of focused on the economy and like the big businesses, and so I feel that the whole system kind of needs to be overthrown. Also, after reviewing, like seeing the campaign, since I was an eligible voter, I paid a lot more attention to this campaign than all the other ones. And so I really saw just how much tension there was between the two parties. And it was really just interesting to see, how, they, like throughout the campaign, like, through their ads and stuff, how much tension there was. And so that people had to use fact-check.org so much because nobody knew really what to believe. And this leads into like the negative ads. I really didn't think that these were very beneficial to either candidate because it kind of confuses the voters. Voters don't know what to believe. And so it's very discouraging. And I feel that positive ads or get out and vote ads are a lot more beneficial. So I feel like they need to use more of these instead of the negative ads, which they've used a lot more during this campaign than any other in the past. And also this leads into the rhetoric that they had to use in their ads. And we learned about like ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos is like the credibility of the candidate. Pathos is more of the like emotional side, and then logos is like using celebrities or. And I thought that this was like a really good ad. It's not right or left leaning, but it's a get out and vote ad, and it shows like the emotion of people not having a voice, and then the people who do aren't expressing their voice. And so I just thought this was a very like useful ad, and it kind of appeals to the public. This was the first election or campaign that I ever watched all three debates, and I thought that they were really important to the campaign, but really like by this point everybody's already made up their minds. But it's more of like an entertainment thing, and it's good to see like the two candidates up on stage because they're going to be representing our country, so it's good to see them side by side, see who presents their issues better and who's a better public speaker. Being a liberal, being a registered Democrat, it felt really good to have voted for the winning candidate, and I feel that Obama's really going to move this country forward, and like on social issues as well as economic issues. And so it was just a really good feeling to have voted for the winning candidate. And so like overall, like from this class, I really learned how politics is kind of like the base of our lives, because it really affects us in every single aspect. So I've just learned that I need to be more informed, stay more informed, and not just because I have an assignment due or a paper to write, but really just like stay updated on current issues. and that just makes you a more informed citizen. So you have a more intelligent vote. So that's it.
Thank you, Shawn. All right, folks, questions for Shawn and his presentation. So, Shawn, you mentioned something about how the map was breaking up, looking something resembling the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And that was sort of goes back to Isiana's presentation, I recall. You had a question for her about the Civil War. How do you think that, I don't know, that map breaks up in terms of thinking of history this way?
Well, like I said, I think it's really regressive, and it's kind of a shame that our country's kind of going back to that state, and instead of like uniting after the election or whatever, like it's just pulling us further apart. And so that's why I think the two-party system kind of needs to be overthrown, and we need to reevaluate the whole political system.
Okay. Questions, folks? So, since you brought that up, what will be the replacement if we overthrow the government?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have an idea, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure somebody out there does. So.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Any questions for Shawn, folks? All right, Shawn, thank you very much.